Hi, this is Jim Snell in the United States of America. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for your continued support. Enjoy.
A few quick slideshow presentations of the different variations of the forks. With the top cap that can unscrew, there's different colors and actually different colors of the legs, but they all work basically the same up through model year 1999. This is the GasGas made fork. You'll see on the top cap there a series of small holes that go around it, and that's for one of these spanner wrenches like I'm showing here. That cap unscrews. If you don't see those holes there, then you probably have an earlier Paioli model. It used a different type of construction, and I have a different video covering that. Once you've removed this cap, there is an O-ring up in there that actually seals it to the fork leg. You can change the seal and work on it on the workbench. If you don't have a spanner wrench, there are different types of strap wrenches. I show here a cloth one that can be used. You wrap it around there to get it loose and to tighten it. Please don't use locking pliers or anything like that. You'll mar the finish of this. Possibly you will also crush it and ruin it. So that's basically how you can get it off. And on the top of the leg there, you'll see there is a beveled edge, and that seals, that top beveled edge seals against the O-ring that is inside the cap, and that's what keeps the oil from escaping down through the threaded area. So you can replace that O-ring if you're seeing leakage around the bottom of the cap, but actually that's quite rare. There are different colors of the chromium plating. There was 97, they were gold, and then there were black, and then there were gray, and then just silver chrome, the different titanium nitrite coatings. But the legs themselves interchange up through the model year 2001. The 2002 Pro fork is basically the same, but it's shorter. The upper stanchions are shorter, as well as the internal dampening. Using a small screwdriver, you can work your way around the top and get loose the fork dust seal wiper. I have in my hand here the wiper, not the seal. The seal is on down inside there. There's another variation of the wipers. They were used in the model years 1995, and they're rare. You'll see them in green and red, but mostly you'll see the black rubber one with a spring around the perimeter there. And it's actually better than those hard plastic ones. Briefly, in 1995, there was a change due to unavailability of seals. They changed the diameter of the fork seal, the outside diameter, to 50 millimeters. Most of them you'll see are 38, 48, and then there was a brief period in 95 where they were 50. So there is a variation there, and the wiper will also have a 50 millimeter exterior diameter. You can't really see it in this video, but if you're unsure about the diameter of the cap, you'll need to take one off and put a caliper in there, because you can see clearly that the 48 millimeter wiper just falls out of there. Here I'm showing the 48 millimeter seal that would go in that cap, and then when I put it in the 50 millimeter cap, it just falls out. So if you have a 95 bike, you have to determine if you have the 48 OD seals or the 50. That's just how it is. There's no other way to know it. They're not marked, and externally the caps look exactly the same. If you have a 50 millimeter fork, definitely you'll have the red plastic dust wiper, but the red plastic dust wiper was also made in 48, so that's deceiving. Beginning in model year 2001, the GasGas lower fork legs became one cast unit. They no longer had the screw-off fork seal cap or the screw-off foot down by the axle. The internal components are virtually identical, and the fork seal size is the same. They're 38 millimeter chromium stanchions, as is covered completely in this video. The only difference is, beginning in 2003,
there is a slight change of the diameter outside of the fork seal dust wiper. The fork that is featured in this video finally was discontinued in the 2004 model year when they began using the 40 millimeter Marzocchi made front suspension, which is completely different than that depicted within this video.
The amount of oil you will put back in this fork is 300 cc's. That is 300 cc's on either side, right or left, and the proper weight is 7-weight fork oil. Now 300 cc's is after this fork has been disassembled and completely drained and cleaned. I want to mention that when you have this apart for seal replacement, it's a good idea to wash out the interior of all the parts to be certain that all the contaminants from the previous oil have been cleaned out. This way you don't contaminate your new oil. When you reinstall the fork leg on the motorcycle, you should clean this surface of the leg with a solvent or soap and water or window cleaner, and clean the interior of the commonly known as triple trees. If oil is left on this area where the leg is clamped into the motorcycle, then it can cause the forks to twist, and these surfaces being clean where they join with the triple trees is important. And when you disassemble your fork leg, take note of how much of the leg appears above the top triple tree. You may want to take a measurement before you take it apart so that when you reassemble, you have the fork leg correctly positioned in the triple tree. And I want to mention again also that we do not over tighten any of the bolts on these assemblies. If you use too much force, it's possible to crush some of these parts or damage the aluminum triple trees. So use care when you reassemble your front suspension. And about the wiper, when replacing this, it's possible that you may find it a little bit difficult to install. A little hint, you can put this in some hot water and let it sit for a few minutes, and it will soften it and it will install much easier. And this is when you're especially talking about a new part, the one that if you're reusing the old wiper, it probably will be no problem.